All right, this is ITS128, last day of class, May 2nd. And so, there's a final here that's you're just supposed to make a program, a form that comes up, and then there's buttons to press to launch all of your other assignments. And if you want, you can you probably do not have to get all the assignments. You probably don't have to launch all your assignments to get all the credit, but instead what you can do is if you haven't handed in a few of them, make sure that you do those and have your program launch those, because then I'll give you credit for not handing it in previously. So that helps. So we have about 8 assignments, and I guess I'd like you to include maybe the last 4, for sure, and then that way I can see that you're able to take multiple projects in different namespaces and sometimes common file names and integrate them all together into a single application. So that's what I'd like to. That's kind of what I'd like to show you today. Let's see. Now we have a database application that we need to do that we're doing, and so one of the things that I've because of the namespaces in databases. Let me share my screen here. Because of the well, okay. Why don't I start out by showing you in a very simple way how it works. Okay, so I happen to have some programs around in my other directory here. So let me go to my Dropbox, and I'm going to grab down some old programs here. Let's see. I'm going to grab down this one. This is my invoice. This is one called Invoice Total. Here's another one called Future Value. This is a database application right here. And okay, that's fine. So so I have these 3 programs here. Let me start by unzipping these and showing you that they work. There's one. Here's another one. And here's another one. And this last one here happens to be the database one. So I think I'm going to start with that one. That would be this one right here. And so I'm going to start this one up. And so you may have a database program, or your last assignment should be the database program. Well, you'll see how this works. You may want to get the database program working first before you attempt the final here, because it's really best if you actually start with the database program, because as you're doing this, you're copying over a bunch of files into the main data space, and it's hard to get all of the database files correct. So if you start with the program with the database files and then add the rest of the programs on top of that, it's actually a little bit easier. Okay, so here's the database program. I'm going to start by clicking the Server Explorer over here. I got to sign in first. You know, I just had a revelation here. I don't think this is too much database. This is only 128. I shouldn't be forcing you to learn so much database stuff here. So I tell you what I'm going to do. And for the final, I'm going to that combines at least 4 of your assignments. You do not have to include the database assignment. Okay, so let's just skip the database assignment. That just adds too many peculiar idiosyncrasies that you have to get just right, and if you don't get them right, you're just like you're spending hours trying to figure something out and you try to email me and you can't get a hold of me or whatever. So I'm going to make that slight modification, and then I'm going to start. I'm going to start with just a plain forms project, which is probably a better thing to start with anyway. All right, so let me. I'm going to close. Oops, close this. I'm going to start a brand new project, a new project. And it's going to be a Windows Forms application, and I think I'll put it on my desktop. And I'm going to name it Final Demo. Final Demo. Okay, so I have this project. I'm going to put this down here. I have this project now on my desktop right here, Final Demo. This is going to be my final. Here it is. All right, so now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some buttons here. See, in this program, I'm going to include this program, and let's see. I think I'll skip this program. Let me grab down. Well, it's 2 is enough. This program here is called Invoice Total. It's just, yeah, 2 is enough. And let's take a look at what this looks like. I'm going to start this up. And it's simply a program called Invoice Total. When we run it, this, yours is going to, you're going to be choosing your own programs, but this, I just want to show you that this thing works. This is just some dumb little program where you enter in some subtotal, and it depending on how much it is, it gives you a discount, and then there's a total amount here. So, whatever you enter in here, it does some particular calculations according to some specification, and then it's done. And then we exit. And if you look at the code, form looks like this, simple form. If you view the code, we see that there's a namespace called total. The name of the class, this name of this form is called FRM Invoice Total. That's the name of the form class here. That's what this is named over here. And so this is a simple program, and this is that. Okay. So that's one program, and then this other one is this future value program. And when you open this up, it calculates future value. So now this one's called form1.cs, but let's run it, see what it looks like. And here, like you put in a month, let's say you're going to invest $100 a month, and you're getting 5% interest, and you're going to do it for 10 years. How much will you have at the end? $15,592.93. Okay, cool. So it's same kind of a dumb little program. Let's open it up. And this is the, look at the code. The namespace is called Form1. Can I change it? Let's call it, I want to name it future value. Rename FRM future value. Apply. Okay, so now it's called FRM future value. This program, this thing here, I'm going to rename this also if I can. FRM future value. Okay, I hope that works. I hope this worked. Okay. So now I've got there's 3 files that are associated with this form. There's the designer.cs file. There's the code file, which is this one, and then there's this other resx file, which has some other resources in it. And let's just confirm this thing still works. Monthly, if I'm going to invest $50 a month, and I'm going to get, let's say I get a whopping 3%, and I'm going to do it for 10 years, because again, it being 7,400, whatever. Okay, so that's nice. Okay, so these 2 programs work, and we've got a future value program, and we've got this invoice total program. Now let's go back to my final demo program, and I'm going to so I want to copy them into my. So I want to copy, not that one, but I want to copy. I go into future value. So I want to copy this form value.cs, the future value designer.cs, and this resx file. And so, and I want to copy it into demo. So I'm going to open up demo. I'm going to open up right here. And so here's where I want to copy it into. I want to copy it into here. I see that I've named, these are named the same. These are named form 1. You know, I'm going to change the names of these things. Let me first view the code. Is there any code? Okay, the namespace is called final demo. That's good. Oh, this is called. So I want to name this final main. I'm going to name this main form. I'm going to call it FRM main form. There, that's a good name for it. And I'm also going to name this thing over here. Rename FRM main form. Okay. Now let me go back to here, and we see its name there. Okay, great. So I'm going to copy. This is from the future value program. I'm going to copy this one and this one and this one. Copy those 3 over. And I'm also going to. I'm going to Control Z. I'm going to copy this one and this one and this one. And I'm going to copy them over. So I'm going to hold the Control key down when I do it. Okay, that's there. And let me close this one. And now from this invoice total one here, I'm going to copy the FRM invoice total.cs, designer CS invoice total resx. I'm going to copy. I'm holding the Control key down. I'm going to copy all 3 of them over to copy. And now we've got those 2 over here in this in the file, in the directory that contains all of the resources and files and so on for this final demo. So I'm done with I'm done with the other 2 programs now. So let's go to final demo, and I need to add these to the Solution Explorer here. See, we don't see them. So I'm going to click on the project name up here, Final Demo, do a right click, and I'm going to do Add Existing Item, and I'm going to go find it. So let's do the, what's the first one? Let's do the invoice total one first. Now, I just need to select the invoice total.cs, and it will pull over the other 2. So it'll pull over all 3, but I only need to select the plain old .cs file, okay? So I select the plain old .cs file, I click Add, and then over here you see that, boom, now it's got all 3 of them here. I'm going to do the same thing, Add Existing Item, and I'm going to do the same thing for this future value. I'm just going to select the FRM future value.cs file, just click that one, and it will pull over the remaining 2. So I'm going to click Add, and over here it says that C# turns into that symbol there. And so now all three of them are here. Okay, now the problem is that the namespaces are different. It's not in the final demo namespace. The form invoice total is in the invoice total namespace, and the form future value.cs is in the future value namespace. So I'll show you how we take care of that. Let's go back to the main form, and I'm going to do the toolbox. And I want to click some common. I'm going to, let me just toolbox. I'm going to pin this, and I'm going to copy over a button here, and I'm going to make the button, on the name of the button, I'm going to put Invoice Total Program. And the name of this button is going to be named BTN Invoice Total. And then I'm going to make the size of the font be bigger. I'm going to make it be 12. Okay, so now it's bigger. Let me open this up, make it bigger. Okay, there we go. There's that button. And then I'm just going to copy paste, and I'm going to make this one say, it's going to say future value program. Future value program. And the name of the button is going to be BTN future value. Okay. And now I would like this button to launch my invoice total program, and I would like this button to launch my future value program. So on this one, I'm going to double click. And now this is the event handler for clicking that button. And so now to open up the dialog box, to open up the other form, I have to declare a instance of the invoice total form class. I'm going to call it invoice INV total. How's that? Equals a new FRM invoice total. Okay, so now you notice it's not there as an option, is it? Oh, print, double print. Okay, it's not there as an option. So let's put my mouse over it, and you notice, see, we know it's there because here it is, FRM invoice total. It's in the invoice total namespace. So over here, it's FRM invoice total. So when we roll your mouse over it, this little drop down dealie appears. Click down on that, and you'll notice that it suggests adding this using statement, which is going to put it up here. So watch. And when I click on this, there it is, using invoice total. That says use this namespace. See, it was smart enough to figure that's what I meant. So it pops that up there, and it makes the namespace available. So now we have two namespaces, and they're able to communicate. They're able to use the same resources inside, and there's no squiggly line here anymore. So that thing pops. So that declares a new instance. I've got to pop it up. Dialog result. Select button. This is when they click, or when they end, that whatever this is going to be, equals invoice in invot show dialog. Okay. So that'll pop up invoice total. Let me just go back over here. It's not that one. Let me go back. Oh, I just do. Let me double click on this one, and the event handler for the future button, same thing, FORM. You know, what I could do is for future value. Let me open up future value. It is it's this is the namespace. So I'm going to just say over here, let me try, let's see if this works. Using future value. There we go. Now let's see if it lets me do form space FUTVAL equals new FRM future value. There it is. And then dialog result, select button, or some button that clicks, the exit button probably, equals FUTVAL dot show dialog. All right, so let's see if this works. Here we go, click on Invoice Total Program, and nothing happened. So this one pops up. Oh, it's, all right, let me exit this. Now, why doesn't this one work? Let me close this. Invoice Total. FRM Invoice Total is a form. Oh, what happened? It's like this thing got disconnected or something. And why would that be? Let's see. In button Invoice Total, what are these? Oh, somehow, let me put it back on this thing. There we go. Subtotal 250. And that works. And we turn this on, open this up. I invest $100 a month at 10% interest for 10 years, and I end up with $20,000. One final thing that you can do, you'll notice when we run this Invoice Total program here, that would be this, that we do some calculations. We calculate, let's say, we calculate this invoice total. Let's say we want to pass back some information from the form. Let's say the form does some stuff and then wants to pass back some information to the form that called it. And so the way we can do that is, let's say we're able to pass back in this property called a tag. It's called a tag property, and we can pass back a string. So in here, in this invoice total program, I'm going to declare a string variable, string. I'm going to call it tag string, and I'm going to start it out equaling nothing. And when I get down to here, where I've calculated a total, I've calculated the subtotal coming in, and then the invoice total going back out again. The subtotal coming in is going to be in this, I guess. Text total is a string. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to say invoice total. I'm just going to go tag string equals original amount colon space equal sign plus subtotal dot toString parentheses quote C, because it's a money amount, plus quote the original amount is at comma invoice total including discounts colon quote plus invoice total INV invoice total dot toString parentheses C. Okay, so this is a tag string that gets this is a tag, it's called a tag string, and then we'll pass that tag string back in the tag property. So this tag equals tag string. Tag. There we go. And so that's going to get passed back here. It's going to get passed back right here. So let's put a place where we can put some data. How about right here, a label here. Let's put a label here. And I'm going to name this label. Oops. For the text, I'm just going to do this. And for the oops. LBL invoice total tag. Whatever. Okay, so that's going to get written right back there. And so go back to here, and I got to say LBL invoice total tag dot text equals inv tout dot tag dot toString. All right, so let's run this. And I can click on this to start it up, and I'll say subtotal is $123, and we calculate this, and it gets $92.25. Exit, and it says the original amount 123, invoice total including discount $92.25. That's pretty cool. So we can do that for the other one too. So I'm going to copy paste, put this back up here, and this label 1. Now I'm going to name the label 1 LBL future value tag. That's going to be the name of it. And if we go to the future value.cs, let's do a string. Tag string equals nothing. And we can say I don't know. Let's say tag string equals monthly investment colon plus monthly investment dot toString C tag string plus equals I'm just going to put future value colon plus future value dot toString. All right, so it's just going to be a simple string. Monthly investment is that. Future value is that. It's not going to give any of the other parameters. But so that's tag string. That's what this is going to be. And then when someone clicks the exit button, is there an exit button? Yes, right here we say this tag equals tag string. And then back here we got to say LVL future value tag dot text equals fut val dot tag dot toString. So now when we run this, we can run this thing, say monthly investment of $45, interest rate of 5% for 10 years, and what's the future value? It is that. We exit, it says monthly investment $45, future value is that, and I can do another one here, subtotal of 555, and calculate. It only ends up being that. Click exit, and now that summary's up there. All right, so so just take 4 of your programs and you know, make something that looks like this. And you want to do all the things like want to make sure, like up here, you want to say now versus final, or some such thing like that. All right. Oh, you should have an exit too. So I'll make sure you put an exit. Shoot. All right. Okay. So are there any questions? All right. So I'll be around next week. I'm gonna see you probably Monday. Yeah. And anybody else, I'll be hanging out here. And so I need to have my grades done. My grades have to be in Tuesday, a week from this coming Tuesday. And so I need to have your stuff, you know, that weekend for sure. And if you can't get me the stuff that weekend, we can do some sort of incomplete thing. But if you're taking my class in the fall, we want to really try hard to finish up the incomplete before fall, okay? You actually have until close to Thanksgiving or something to do it, but we can't wait that long if you're going to take 148. And no, this is 128. Yeah, so yeah, I hope to see you all in 148, and let's try to make that happen. So I will. So contact me if you need me, and I'll see you next semester. Thanks for watching.